Welcome, friends, to the third episode of the series HTML tutorial for beginners. In this episode, I will take up the image and hyperlink elements. I will explain the usage of these elements with the help of an example website consisting of three web pages. Here is the complete example. We have a home page linked to two web pages, African Safari and Australian Safari. Let's click on the African Safari image and see how we are transferred to the African Safari page. The same can be done by clicking the view details text below the image. These linkages are being taken care of by hyperlinks. We can click on the home link on the African Safari page and move back to the home page of our website. We also observe how the presence of images gives looks and feel to the web page. A modern web page is incomplete without relevant images. I will now take you through creating these pages with the hyperlinks and the images. So we can see here that I can move from the main page, that is the home page, to the sub page, and from the sub page I can move back to the home page through these hyperlinks. So now let's move on to Visual Studio Code and start developing this example website. I prefer keeping the basic HTML code of a document within a template file. So whenever I need to create a new HTML file, I need not type these tags again and again. So here I'll copy this content from the template file. I'll create a new file in the root folder, name it index.html, and paste this copied content into this new file. I'll keep the example website sample handy so that I can refer back to this example while creating my web page. So here we have the basic structure copied into the index.html page. Now we'll have a look at the completed website and see what actually goes into making the home page. So I see there is a top banner image. So I need an image tag. So I start off with the paragraph tag and I enclose the image within a paragraph. So I like to use some royalty-free image repositories, and Pexels is one of them. You can search any keyword in this search box, like I search for a lion, and see how images for lions open up. I can select a particular image. I can choose the size of the image. I prefer the medium size 1280 into 850 pixels, and I click on free download. So I have copied images from Pexels to my local folders to create an image repository. You too can use this website Pexels for creating an image repository for this example website. So I downloaded this image of the lions within my local folder, and I can go ahead and copy rest of the images. I can download rest of the images required for the website. So here we are talking about Safari website, and I would be requiring images for animals. I can search through for all the animals required for this website. I search through for elephant, cheetah, giraffe, and I could find very good quality images in this particular website. So friends, again I am repeating, you may use the website pexels.com for getting images for your website. So moving back to our sample website, we see that the image shown in the banner has some seemingly different dimensions. So what I did was I actually downloaded the image with the dimensions 1280 by 850, and using a image editing tool like Microsoft Paint or Photoshop, I cropped this image for the required dimensions of 1280 by 575 pixels. So the banners in this particular sample website are of the dimension 1280 into 575 pixels, while the regular images are of the size 1280 into 850 pixels. So starting off with my image repository, which I have already created in my folder structure, I create a images folder within my root folder and copy paste all the images from my existing image repository to this folder. Now within my HTML document, I can refer to any of the images in the images folder by using an image tag. So let's do it. First of all, I have a paragraph element. Within the paragraph element, I'll enclose an image tag which starts with img. Image tag has two important attributes. One is the source attribute, which specifies the image required to be displayed. Another attribute is the alt attribute, which gives the text which may be displayed in the browser in case the browser fails to download an image. The alt text is also helpful to the screen readers and it improves accessibility. So in the source tag, in the source attribute, I have specified the path of the image. Within the images folder, I write images slash main banner.jpg. In Visual Studio Code, I'll see that IntelliSense is in operation. So whenever I start writing a folder structure, it gives me suggestions of the files which are within. So I can straight away select a file by using the arrow keys, and I can press the enter key to select a particular file from the images folder. I need not write the name of the file completely. I can use IntelliSense. So I move to the browser, I refresh my page, and I can see that the banner image is displayed, but there is an observation. The image is aligned to the left hand side and there is a lot of white space on the right hand side. So for aligning the image in the center, we'll be using an attribute align within the paragraph tag with a value of center. So I'll say p align equal to center. I refresh this page and see the effect has taken place. The image is now aligned in the center. So this align attribute is deprecated in HTML5. In HTML5, we'll be using styles and style sheets to provide alignment and other styling to the page, but currently I'll be using this attribute till we move on to CSS for centering in a page. So p align equal to center. So we save this, move back to the browser, refresh our page and see what effect it has given to a web page. Below this image, I need to put in my heading. So I put in a heading, the Safari, and a HR tag for a horizontal line below it. I move to the web page, refresh it, and I see that my heading is also left aligned initially. I give the attribute align equal to center to the h1 tag also, and see my heading has moved into the center of the page. Horizontally it is aligned in the center. So to my example page again, refresh it and see heading has moved horizontally in the center. Below my heading, I have two sections, one for African safari, another for Australian safari. I put in a second level heading tag here, H2, and write African safari. Below it, I put a paragraph section, I put a paragraph element, and as I need to link this image and the view details text to a page, so I need to use my hyperlink, which is put in a web page through an anchor tag. So I use the A tag for hyperlink. The main attribute here is href, and within the href attribute I give the value of the page, I give the name and path of the page to which I need to link this particular element. So I put in hash symbol currently because I have not made the sub page yet. As and when I make the sub page, I will change this hash symbol to the name of the web page. So within this anchor element, I put in my image for the African safari. Within the source, I'll mention the path of the image. Within the images folder, I have an image named africansafari.jpg. I'll take the help of IntelliSense. I'll type /a and name of the images comes up. I can press enter and select a particular name. In the alt attribute, I put in African safari, and also I like to have a tooltip for this image so that when a user brings his mouse on the top of this image, a small tooltip opens up to tell what this image is about. So within the tooltip, I may write African lion because the image belongs to a lion. So I'll write African lion. After the image, I need to put in the text. So I write view details and 3 dots. I save the content. I move to the browser to my example page, refresh it, and I see that image has spanned across the page. So I required the image to be smaller in size, but the image has spanned across the page depending upon the actual size of the image. So within the image tag, I have additional attributes, the width and the height attribute, which define what would be the display size of the image. So original size may be different, but the display size can be defined using the width and the height attribute within the image tag. So here I'll specify the width to be 400 pixels, and I did not specify the height attribute because the browser will proportionately change the size of the height accordingly as per the width given. This works the other way around also. I may specify only the height of an image and the browser will change the width in a proportionate manner. So here we have specified the width attribute only, and the height will be changed accordingly. We save this value and we move on to the browser, and we'll see that the size of the image, the display size of the image has reduced as per the size specified in the width attribute of the image tag. So let's move to the browser. Then move to our example page, refresh it, and let's see the effect of this change in the image size. So here we are. So the size is now as per our requirement. But we see that view details is displayed alongside the image. We need it below. We need view details below the image. So we need to move back to Visual Studio Code. Within our HTML, we need to put in a break tag after the image. So we type in the break tag, we save the document, move back, refresh it, and see view details have moved below the image. So now our African Safari section is complete. We need to put in the Australian Safari section also. So moving back to the browser, moving back to Visual Studio Code, back from browser, to save typing time and effort, we copy paste the block of African Safari in the HTML document, and we make the necessary changes as per our requirement. So the heading becomes Australian Safari, image source becomes images slash Australian Safari.jpg, alt becomes Australian Safari, and the title becomes Australian Kangaroo. So here we are. We save the document, move to the browser, and see the effect this code has had on our web page. So below the section of African Safari, now we have Australian Safari. In our completed website, we see that there is another section below this, which is the footer section, which carries the copyright information, the email address, and the phone number. So we need to put in this detail also. We create a paragraph after putting in a horizontal line, and within the paragraph, we start writing with the copyright symbol, "2021 Code with Vivek." You may change this as per your requirement. A piping symbol, the email address, a piping symbol again, and the telephone number. So I have put the phone label for this. So phone colon dummy number I am using just for display. So I may save this content. I may move on to the browser, and I see that my content is displayed aligned to the left. So I already have a remedy for this. I can move to my HTML window. I can move to my Visual Studio Code. I may put in center alignment. I also see here that I have put in a wrong symbol. Instead of copy, ampersand is coming. So there is a mistake out there. We need to correct that also. And also we need to link my email ID to my email client through a hyperlink. Also, I need to link my phone number to a phone app. So this is being taken care of by the anchor tag itself, but there is a special mechanism for this. So we'll just move on to the document. We'll just see what changes we need to make for this particular linkages to come into effect. So center alignment, linkage of email ID with email client, linkage of phone number with the phone app. So this is what we require. So let's move to the code. So first of all, let's take care of the copyright symbol. By mistake, I gave the symbol for ampersand. I need to change it. I'll say at copy ampersand copy. Then I'll take care of the linkage with the email address. So this again is done with the A tag. href carries the link to the email address, and that link to the email address should have a tag within mail to and the email address to which the mail needs to be sent. Right? Similarly, phone number linkage is again done by the A tag. In the href attribute, I need to give in the phone number to which I need to link. Starting with the TEL colon, and there I need to give the phone number which is to be linked with this particular hyperlink. And another observation was to be center aligned. So in the paragraph, we give the align attribute with the value of center. So we are through. So friends, our first page is ready, our home page is ready, and we are ready to link to our two other pages in line, one for the African Safari, another for the Australian Safari, and let's go about creating those two web pages. So first of all, I'll start with the African Safari page. So again, I move to Visual Studio Code. I create a new file, name it africansafari.html, african-safari.html. Copy the basic HTML code from my template file to this particular new file. So title also needs to be given. So my initial home page title should be the Safari, and my African Safari page title should be African Safari. Let's have a look at the structure of the African Safari page. Let's move on to having a look at the African Safari page in our complete website. So I click on African Safari. On the top end, I again have a banner, again a heading and an underline, right? And below also there are images, right? So let us just pick up the top section of the page, the banner and the heading and the underline from the earlier index page. Let's copy paste it to save our time. So from the index page, I take the banner, the heading and the horizontal line. I copy it, paste it to my page, new page, and change the image as per my African Safari page. So new image would be images African Safari banner, and I will call it give it a alt of African Safari banner. And the heading one tag I'll write African Safari. Okay. So here we are. So my African Safari page is now ready, but I need to create the linkage from the index page also, which I earlier had missed. So I move back to my index page below the African Safari heading. In the anchor tag, I put in the value africansafari.html. Again, I move to my site page. I click on this image below African Safari and see I am taken to the next page. So now moving on to the design again, we see that below this line we have a home hyperlink and we have a heading African Safari along with this. So let us see what the home link does. I'll click on this link. It again takes me back to my home page. So the linkage is two-way. I can move from the home page to the sub pages. I can move from the sub pages to the home page. So let's create this link. In programming terminology, these sort of links are called breadcrumbs. Actually, breadcrumbs show us the path to our sub pages and we can move upwards in the hierarchy by clicking on the particular link in the breadcrumb. So here I only have a single level hierarchy. Below the home page I have African Safari. So I can click on home, move to African Safari. I can click on African Safari and again move back to home. So let's create this linkage in our website. So I'll again move to Visual Studio Code to my African Safari page. Below the line, I'll say a paragraph tag, and within this paragraph tag, I need to create a linkage to my home page, which is index.html. I'll need to give this a label home. I need a piping symbol, and after this piping symbol, I need a title African Safari. So fine, this is it. So let's move to the test page. Let's refresh it and see. We have this particular linkage back to the home page. From the home page, I can move to African Safari. From African Safari, I can move back to the home page. So what next in design? I have a short text. The animals you will encounter in an African Safari are. So I put in this text in a paragraph tag. Below this text, I have images of animals and headings for these images. So HTML5 carries another tag for images, which is called the figure tag. So figure can segregate images and their headings from rest of the HTML. So let us now work on the figure tag. So let's create these images within the figure tag. First image is of a lion. So let's pick this image from our image repository. So within images, I have this African Safari image of a lion named as africansafari.jpg only. So I pick this image. I give it a alt attribute of African lion. And give it a width of 400 pixels and give it a title of line, right? So title is given within the figure block with another tag called fig caption. That is figure caption. So I can give it like a heading within the figure caption. I'll say S2 lion. So this is it, right? So let's refresh. Let's move to our test page. Let's refresh and see the effect. So comparing it with the required design, we see that we are on the right track. So lion, that was the first animal. So regarding the tooltip, we could have given a tooltip also. I talked to you about the tooltip given by the attribute title. In the home page, if I move on to this particular African Safari heading and I move on to the image of the lion, I see there's a tooltip coming up, African lion. So I can give a tooltip in any image by giving the title attribute. Within the title attribute, I write the content to be displayed within the tooltip. So moving back again to the African Safari page, I need to put in other animals out here in the sequence: cheetah, elephant, and giraffe. So moving back to my page again, to save time, I'll again copy this figure block, paste it 3 times, and make the required changes. So after line it was cheetah. So our animal is cheetah. So I need to change the alt also, and this is complete. So next I move on to elephant. Need to change the image. The alt tag. Then I have the giraffe. Alt attribute. So here we are. We move again to our sample page. We refresh it. And we see that we had taken in names of all the 4 animals required. We have put them on the page. So I move back to the design required, and I see that below all these images, I require a horizontal line. And below this line, I need links which carry me on to top of the page, to the lion section, to cheetah section, elephant and giraffe. So let's try these links out. I'll click on top of page. So see, I move on to the heading African Safari. I move back again. I click on lion. So I move on to lion. Lion comes on screen. I move to cheetah. I move to elephant. Right. So this way I can create links within a document. So my hyperlinks, my anchor tag, it can even link with sections within a document. So I'll explain to you how this goes about. So till now we have understood that anchor tag links us to other documents. Anchor tags links us to email. Anchor tag helps in linking to a phone number. And so this is the 4th usage of the anchor tag. It links to sections within a document. So to achieve this, we need to give unique IDs to different parts of a document. So we move back to our document. We start off with our heading, African Safari. And I give it an ID of top. So ID equal to top. A web page can have only one item with the particular unique ID. Means this ID won't be repeated across the web page. Other elements need to be given different IDs to identify them. So this is my heading H1 with the ID of top. Next I move on to the lion heading 2 and I give it a ID of lion. I move on to the cheetah subheading. I give it an ID of cheetah. Then I move on to elephant. I move on to giraffe. So below my last figure, I need to put in a horizontal line. I put in the HR tag. I put in a paragraph tag with all these required linkages. So first linkage was top of page, right? I move back to the design, just have a look. So it is top of page, right? So I start with the hyperlink. I start with the A tag. I give it a href equal to, and within the href attribute, I put in a special symbol, the hash or the pound symbol, and give the ID of the element which I need to link this section. So I say hash top. So I say top of page. I copy paste this. I'll change the values. So second was lion, third was cheetah, fourth was elephant, fifth was giraffe. I change the labels also. So lion, cheetah, elephant, and giraffe. See, so here we are. Our second page is almost complete. Let's have a look. Let's refresh it. And let's check the working of these particular elements. I think I forgot to insert the piping symbol between these hyperlinks. Let's complete it. Let's insert the piping symbol also. So now our page is complete. We can check it out. I can say top of page. See, I can move up. I can say lion. I'll move to the lion part. I'll move to cheetah. So on, right? So our second page is complete. In the same manner, we'll have a third page, which will be called Australian Safari. And this page will carry the details about the Australian Safari. So this is a third page, Australian Safari. It carries details about the Australian animals. So we'll just create a banner of this page and I'll leave the rest part to all of you as a home task. Right? You can do this on your own after I have explained how to create the second page. So let's move to the Visual Studio Code window again and create another document with the name Australian Safari .html. I'll copy paste the code from African Safari because the structure is almost same. And I'll change the relevant information. Right? So what I can do is I can sorry, delete these figure sections. I can work on a single figure initially. I can put in the links kangaroo, koala, Tasmanian devil, and echidna. I need to change the links also. So I can just try it out. I have to create the linkage in the index page. I move back to the index page. Save the index page, move back again to my browser, refresh the page, click on the Australian Safari. So here we are, right? So our Australian Safari page basic structure is ready. You need to add in the other animals out here as per the required design. I think you can go about it, you can complete it. I can see we have actually left the title as African Safari only. So we need to go into our again Visual Studio Code editor. We need to change the title also. Title needs to be Australian Safari. So I need to refresh my page and see the effect. So I can see in the title, now it's Australian Safari. Banner is changed. Home Australian Safari. The animals you will encounter in an Australian Safari are kangaroo, right? And rest of the animals are pending. These you can do as per your own convenience at your own pace. So let's see the link home. This is moving. So we can move back and forth in this page website, and we can have a feel of how the images and the hyperlinks work. So friends, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to our channel for any future updates. And do not forget to put in comments about the video in the comment box. Thank you, friends.